Let's do a little exercise right here, right now. And whether you do or do not want to manifest more abundance in your life, you can think about a goal or some kind of an outcome that you're looking to accomplish. And what I'd like to invite you to do is right here, right now. Just think about one thing that you would love to manifest. And maybe it is money. Maybe it's more money. Maybe it's to purchase a home. Perhaps it's to attract your soulmate. Whatever it is, I want you to think about that thing, that outcome that you would love. And I want you to imagine that you've achieved that outcome. You've achieved that outcome. So if you imagine for a moment that you've achieved that outcome, what emotions are you feeling? What emotions are you feeling? So when you do that, when you imagine that you've accomplished that goal, what happens is you are inviting in the feelings that are going to be in alignment with that outcome. So if I think about the goal that I've set for myself and I start to imagine that it's already here, what am I going to feel? And I want you to think about that as well. What are you going to feel? Well, I'm going to feel very naturally a feeling of gratitude. I'll feel naturally a feeling of relaxation. Just a great feeling of appreciation and joy, knowing that it's already here. So how do you emotionalize this as an outcome is you tap into your imagination. You simply use your imagination as if it's already accomplished. And when you use your imagination, even though you're just imagining that it's already done, you're actually feeling the feeling. So what you're doing in that instant, whether it's just for a moment, is you are emotionalizing it. So you're really genuinely feeling it. And that, my friends, is the most powerful thing that you can do. That is truly how you manifest anything into physical form. Well, a moment ago, I asked you to imagine that your outcome is already here. And just by asking the question and then you thought about it and you switched over to the emotion as if it's already here, you did it. So how long did that take? It took seconds. It literally took seconds. Is it possible to go from not feeling as if you already have it to feeling as if you already have it like that? Absolutely, it's possible to do that. And you can do it like that. But the reason why people don't do it is because they don't think it's that simple. Well, it is that simple. I want you to know it's that simple. Well, the state of mind is really a state of emotion. That's what we're looking for, is states of emotional feelings. So your mind is going to be in alignment with what those feelings are. So when you're imagining that you already have your desire, you're thinking from the place, from the outcome, as if it's already done, as if it's already done. So the state of mind is a state of knowingness that your goal is already here. So the state of mind is that you've already accomplished it, that you're already there, that the goal is already manifest into physical form. That is thinking from a goal. There's a big difference between thinking of a goal and thinking from a goal. Thinking of a goal means that you don't already have it. It means that you are not tapping into your imagination. It means that you're not feeling as if you already have it. You might get excited and you might feel some of the emotion, but the powerful state where you're going to manifest in physical form is thinking from the goal, as if the goal has already been accomplished. What are the steps to manifest things into physical form? Well, the steps are, first, to decide what you would love. So you make a decision. Now, those desires are going to come from your heart. Now, when you're thinking about what you would love, do not allow the way to get there to interfere with you setting the objective that you're going to manifest that into physical form. You see, most people will think about what they love, and then they immediately start to think about, like right on the heels of that thought, they start to think about why they can't do it, or how it can't be done, or how it'll never work, or how it hasn't been done before, or that they're dreaming too big, or that whatever it happens to be. And all of those thoughts that follow on the heel of the desire are simply paradigms. So you have to shut those out. You really do have to shut those out. You have to sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and write down what would you love. So first step, what would you love? You write that down. The next step, and I'm going to make this real simple, okay? I'm going to give you a 3-step process. Now, Today we're talking about attracting abundance, right? And so if we're talking about abundance and money, could money be a goal? Yes. Could earning a particular amount of money be a goal? Yes. Could having your goal be that you're taking the entire year's income and making it your monthly income? Absolutely, that could be the goal. So you write it down as if you've already done it. Then you sit down. Now, obviously, what I'm sharing with you here is going to take an investment of time. You've got to do the work. You must be willing to do the work. You can't just sit back and expect, oh, if I think a happy thought or I think about something I want, that it's going to manifest in a physical form. It doesn't work that way. There is definitely work involved. What you want to add to your desires is the discipline that you're going to do to follow through in order to manifest it into physical form. And it's going to take time, as I mentioned. So first step, you decide on what it is you want. The second step is become very clear on what you need to believe in order to have that. So when you're sitting down, as part two is that you're really establishing, well, what would I, and this is a very personal thing, what would I need to believe in order to accomplish this? And so part of your beliefs might be things like, I believe that it is already done. I believe that it was easy. I believe that I'm worthy of success. And the whole idea, the whole concept behind sitting down and investing the time to write this out should take you a little bit of time. It's not something that you're going to do boom like that within a minute. I would suggest that you invest some time. And I talked a minute ago about discipline, and really invest the time so that you can follow through with the suggestions as well. All right, so that's step number two. Then the third step involves a process that I created back in the 90s called the Power Life Script process. And I know many of you are already doing this and already familiar with this whole idea, the process behind it. It is a very valuable investment of time, so I suggest that you do it. And then the third part of the process is to really write out a detailed description of your life as if you've already achieved the goals that you've set for yourself. And that would involve money too. It includes the kind of money you'd love to earn, the kind of investments that you'd love to have, the net worth that you'd love to be enjoying, the profitability in your business if you're running a business, and all those different aspects of money. So could you set money goals? Definitely. Could you set income goals? Could you set revenue goals? Could you set profitability goals? Could you set return on investment goals? Yes, and yes, yes, yes. And so when you're setting those goals, you want to know that you've got to build the belief. It's like the muscles, it's the support system in order to have that or attract that into your life. So then you sit down, you write out your Power Life script, you record it, and you listen to it every single day. Now, why would you listen to it every day? You've got to listen to it over and over and over again in order to impress it upon your belief system so that you feel it as if it's natural. You see, Neville Goddard, who wrote the book, The Power of Awareness, says the reason why people are not experiencing the results that they want in their life is because they don't feel it naturally. So when I think about my own life and what I've manifested in my life today, and what I intend to manifest in the future, which I see as if it's here right now. When I think back to a number of years ago, I know it was a completely foreign idea for me to think about the kind of income that I'm earning now and the kind of lifestyle that I'm blessed to live with now. However, I know these materials work. I believed in the materials. I've been studying them a number of years, and I decided to give it a try. Right? Suspend any disbelief and implement. So it was back in the 90s where I realized that there was more effort required in order for me to really manifest better and better and better results. And so I created this process called the Power Life Script so that I would build a belief system so strong within me that it would feel very natural. But it was a process of time. It's like an evolution of time before it actually came to be. I have a program called $1 Million in a Month. So if you're interested in earning more money, download the free ebook at $1 Million in a Month. $1 Million in a Month program is really about coming up with any idea to launch online, whether it's a program, a service. If earning $1 million in a month is something you want to do, then you would want to check out the program. When you ask yourself a question, your brain goes to work on finding an answer, right? So what most people do is they ask themselves questions that are disempowering, that are not really leading them to what they want or leading to the answer that they want. So if you're asking why aren't or why isn't something happening, you're going to get all the reasons why it's not happening. All right. So first suggestion is ask better questions. How will my sales increase regardless of what the prices are? Right? Better question. My clients was asking me about what they should price their program at. And the answer, it always comes back to, what do you believe it should be priced at? Because the price that we put on our things, products, programs, services, are typically based on what we as a creator believe it's worth. So what do you believe it's worth? If you don't believe it's worth the price that your clients are paying, they are not likely going to pay it, because there's energy in everything that we do. So you may want to just check in with what your own belief is. If you believe it's a great price, if you believe that your clients would get exponential value based on whatever it is that you're bringing to the world, then that energy is going to come through in your product, it's going to come through in your marketing, and your prospective clients, they will feel it. So you might want to check in with what your own beliefs are as it relates to that. You know when the absolute best time for you to do affirmations is just before you go to sleep at night. That is the absolute best time. One of the things that I do for my affirmations and before I drift off into sleep is I always ask myself this question, and you want to write this question down, by the way. The question that I ask myself is the following: now that my dream is fulfilled, and you can change that up a little bit, by the way. You could say, now that my goal is realized, or now that I have this, or now that I'm earning, how do I feel? So now that my dream is fulfilled, how do I feel? And I actually I had it engraved on this little wooden block that I have here on my desk, and I have another copy of this actually right beside my bed. But affirmations, and this is an affirmation, your success is absolutely guaranteed. So an affirmation that you might declare to yourself is, my success is absolutely guaranteed. My success is absolutely guaranteed. The reason why the most powerful time to do your affirmations is at nighttime is because whatever you're thinking about in those moments, those few moments while you're still awake, just before you drift off into sleep, is going to be going into your subconscious mind, because your mind doesn't sleep. Your subconscious mind does not sleep. It is working. So whatever you've filtered in or whatever you fed your subconscious mind, that is going to be active while you are sleeping. And there were studies done that showed that whatever you are thinking about in those moments, those pre-sleep moments, just before you drift off into sleep, is what's going to show up in your life 67% of the time. So if that's true, wouldn't you want to be thinking about only things that cause you to produce the outcomes that you desire? Of course. And so the best time to do affirmations is actually at night. The second best time to do affirmations is in the morning, when you wake up. I do affirmations every morning as well. I have them written down and I have them right beside my bed. So the first thing I do is I grab my gratitude journal and I write my gratitude journal, and I do my affirmations immediately following doing the gratitude. So do that. It sets your day off to a great start. So regardless of what's going on in my life, every single day of the year, 365 days a year, I listen to my Power Life script. And my Power Life script is a description of me living my dream life with everything already manifested in my life. And it's so easy to do. And so you could be having coffee in the morning or eating your breakfast and have earbuds in or earplugs in and listening to your Power Life script. You could be still laying in bed and not quite out of bed yet and plug in and listen to your Power Life script. You could actually have your Power Life script play just as you're drifting off into sleep as well. You could certainly be doing that. My goals never take a holiday. And so, earlier I was talking about Neville Goddard in The Power of Awareness has said the following. He said, the reason why people don't achieve their goals is because they don't feel it naturally. When you create a momentum, when you discipline yourself enough every day that you're just consistently thinking about your goals, and that's something that you feel genuinely as if you're already there, that you're already achieving your goals, it becomes very natural for you. And that's why I find that for all these years, like I've been studying personal development now for 40 years, and I'll study it until the day I die. So even though all these years I've been studying personal development, I find that it doesn't take a holiday. I don't give it a holiday. It's like Christmas Day, I'm still studying personal development. I'm still listening to my Power Life script, but it's fun. It's not anything that's unenjoyable. I love it. And the reason why I love it so much, and the reason why I love sharing this information with you, is because it's changed my life in every way imaginable, in every way, from how I feel about myself, to my relationship, to my income, to the way I live, my home that I'm living in. It's changed every part of my life. So part of your Power Life script is really creating the belief systems for you that are going to produce the results that you want. Same thing for money, right? A lot of people are afraid of success. Now, I've never been afraid of success, so I don't understand that. But they're on the other side of that equation is people are afraid of failure. I used to have the fear of failure and don't anymore. But when you notice that it's there, then you start to think, well, what belief would I need to have in order to overcome that or to change that to a positive, supportive belief? And so if the belief is that there's fear there, what's the opposite of fear? It's faith. So an affirmation that you could add to your Power Life script is, I have absolute total faith. I believe in my dreams. I see them all manifesting in my life easily. I am so grateful for the faith that I have. Something like that. So you think of what's the opposite of what it is that you want to eliminate in your life. So the opposite of fear is faith. So write some affirmations around faith. It doesn't have to be multiple affirmations that you're saying. It could be just simply one affirmation that basically kills that old belief system that is destructive, that's non-supportive. And it could be that one affirmation that gets you to where you want to go. So when we're talking about prosperity and having more abundance in your life, it is absolutely possible for you to have more abundance in your life. I have one of my favorite books is a book by Dr. Joseph Murphy, and it's a book called How to Attract Money. How to Attract Money. Actually, one of my books is a book called 21 Distinctions of Wealth, and the subtitle is Attracting the Abundance That You Deserve. I keep books around me all the time. I've got a couple books on the right-hand side. I've got a stack of books on my left-hand side. If I'm traveling, I'm always packing books. I'll put some books. I even have extra copies of books. So I'll buy multiple copies of the book called Feeling is the Secret. That's another one of my favorite books right here by Neville Goddard. I have multiple copies of The Power of Awareness, which is another book by Neville Goddard. And what you can do is you can keep these books handy so that at any point you could read it like start to finish, like go right from the front of the book right to the back of the book. And as you're reading it, you can be highlighting certain things or putting asterisks in the column or putting dog ears on some of the pages. And then you could pick up the book and just refer to a particular page and have that be something that might inspire you. On page number 35 of How to Attract Money. And Dr. Joseph Murphy says, God is the source of my supply. And that supply is my supply now. His riches flow to me freely, copiously, and abundantly. I'm forever conscious of my true worth. I give of my talents freely, and I am wonderfully, divinely compensated. Isn't that a great affirmation? So you can create these affirmations, make them your own, but genuinely feel it. Because if feeling is the secret, that's the name of that book that I held up a minute ago. If you want to have more prosperity in your life, you've got to feel as if you're prosperous now. That truly is the secret.